What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my top 5 bowling balls since becoming a free agent. Now, this list is not an arsenal, and it's also just 100% my opinion. So if you guys don't like the list, I'm sorry. Let me know down below in the comments what your top 5 balls would be. If you guys like this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And then if you like this jersey or any of the jerseys in any of my videos, you can head on over to coolwick.com and use my promo code MOTIVELOO10, and that'll get you 10% off your entire order. And then down below in the description, I have a link to all the balls that you're going to see in this video so you can order them for yourself. It is the absolute best way to support the channel. So the first ball that we're going to take a look at today, coming in at number 5, is the Motive Pride. Now, I know that it's a top 5 about my favorite balls since becoming a free agent and leaving Motive, but this ball, since I've gotten it, has been an absolute staple in the bag, and it screams benchmark. It's number 5 because it's the newest ball that I've purchased, or the newest ball that I've acquired since becoming a free agent. Real quick, an honorable mention, number 6 probably would have been the 900 Global Zen. So we'll go over the stats of this ball real quick. I don't want to go over it too long. It's the Coercion UCS solid cover that comes out of box at 4,000, Dominion core, which in 15 pounds has an RG of 2.50, a max differential of 0.42, and an intermediate differential of 0.10. To me, the Pride comes in at number 5 just because of how smooth, how predictable, and it's that benchmark shape that us as bowlers are always looking for. So we're going to take it out here on the lanes here at South Point on a fresh, typical house shot so that we can see what this Motive Pride is all about. So that was the Motive Pride coming in at number 5. And then real quick, before we get into the number 4 ball, I will leave a link or links in the description to all of these balls' initial review, except for one of them that I'm looking at right here, except one of them that I never reviewed on the channel. I probably should have. But I'll leave links to all of those balls. That way you can get a more in-depth analysis on each of these balls individually. So coming in at number 4 on the list is the Raw Hammer Black. Now, very similar to the Pride, except at a much smaller scale. This is a much weaker ball, weaker core, weaker cover, but that same continuous early rolling shape. And according to Hammer's website here, it is the juice solid cover that comes out of box at a 3,000 pad, and then the core in 15 pounds is 2.53 038. And like I said, I'll leave links in the description so that you guys can see like all the layouts, everything on those initial reviews. So we're going to take this Raw Hammer Black out on the lanes and see how it compares to the number 5 spot on the list. Oh! So coming in at number 3 on the list is the Storm Trend. Now this is the one that I never reviewed on the channel, and I probably should have. It's discontinued now. So I'll spend a little bit more time talking about the Trend than any of the other balls on this list. Now this one is one of my favorites for a completely different reason than the number 5 ball and the number 4 ball. Those balls were all about control, benchmark, reliability. The Trend is one of my favorite balls because it is the ball that I have that allows me to get as far left as I need to, and I know that it's gonna come back. It's the most angular ball that I have, which is very surprising because a lot of people like to play this ball super, super straight. The trend features the piston core, which in 15 pounds has an RG of 2.52 and a max differential of 0.49. And then the cover on the spot is the R2S Pearl that comes out of box at a 1500 grit polished. So I don't know if the lanes are developed enough to really make this ball look good, because this is usually a ball that I go to like game 4 in league or later in blocks. So I'm gonna try to move a little bit left and see how it glides through the fronts, and hopefully it'll pop down lane like I know this ball is capable of. Thinking about it now, I probably should have shot this video in strength order, but we're here now, we're too far gone. So now we're gonna get on the lanes and I can show you guys why I love this trend. So I would say that the trend, probably the lanes weren't developed quite enough. It was a little too clean, not as bouncy as it typically gets once the lanes are transitioned, but it did look okay. So now the number 2 ball on the list is also the strongest ball on the list by a pretty considerable margin. I typically don't love these bigger asymmetrical solids. So the number 2 ball on the list is the 900 Global Reality. Now, this is a ball that I don't get. It doesn't see a whole lot of lane time just because of how strong it is, and most of what I bowl is on house. But anytime I get on those patterns that's maybe a little bit longer, a little bit more volume, anytime I need to keep the ball a little bit more in front of me on the tougher patterns, I go to this Reality. So the Reality features the disturbance core, which in 15 pounds has an RG of 2.49, a max differential of 0.52, and an intermediate differential of 0.18. And then wrapped around that core is the S84 responsive solid cover that comes out of box at a 2000 grit finish. Now, I don't know how this is gonna look on this house shot here, but I know that on the Hardwick pattern that I've been practicing on a lot for this upcoming regional, or by the time this goes out, maybe the current regional or the one that I just bowled, it looked really, really good in the practice session. So I really wanna throw this a little bit more before we get into that tournament. So let's get this Reality on the lanes. Oh, so the number 1 ball on the list is easily, not even close. Anyone that knows me, even on YouTube, knows how much I love this Hammer Obsession Tour Pearl. This is a ball that has not left my bag once for any reason. It reminds me a lot of the Desert Tank, not in the way the ball rolls, but in the way the ball goes through the pins. It's just a core and cover combo that matches up my game. I mean, as good as maybe anything ever, and I don't want to sound any kind of way, but the way I match up with this ball, it's good. It almost doesn't even matter right now if I don't throw a single strike in the next 6 shots. I know that this ball is my absolute go-to pretty much any time the ball that I start with starts to roll a little bit more forward, but before I can get into the weaker pearls, that middle part of the lane, this Obsession Tour Pearl is the nuts. So according to Hammer's website, it's in the high performance category, Obsession Tour Core, which has an RG of 2.46, 0.34 differential, and 0.13 asymmetrical differential. And it's a Tour V2 Pearl cover stock that comes out at 1500 Crown Factory polish. And I go back and forth between if I like it polished or if I like it with a 4000 finish. Right now it's polished, but I think I like it a little bit more with that 4000 finish. So let's get on the lanes and hopefully I can show you guys why I like this ball so freaking much. Oh, all right, so there you have it. There's my top 5. Number 5 was the Pride, then the Raw Hammer Black, then the Trend, then the Reality, then the Obsession Tour Pearl. And I think that that could be an arsenal, but that wasn't my intent behind my top 5. So now I'm gonna show you guys one more shot with each ball, and I'll draw the lines because you guys seem to really, really love that. And I'm gonna try to make them as different as possible when I shoot these videos right now. And let's get back on it before we close the video up. All right, well, there you have it. There's my top 5 balls since becoming a free agent, like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. 3 or 4 months as of the time of recording this video. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought about this list. Were you surprised at some of the balls that were on the list, some of the balls that weren't on the list? I know a lot of people thought that the Zen would be on it, but like I said, it'd be an honorable mention coming in. It would have been in the 6th spot. I was on the fence between the Zen and the Pride, and I ultimately went with the Pride for the number 5 ball. So guys, if you guys like any of these balls, except for the Trend because it's discontinued now, and you'd like to order any of these balls, please help support the channel by using the link down in the description. That way Bowler Mart knows that I sent you. Click right here to watch one of my other videos. Click right here to subscribe. Till next time.